And we are rolling. Tonight we have UFC Fight Night, Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker. In fact, it is not tonight, it's this morning. It starts at 8 a.m. my time. It says 11 a.m. here for the main card, Saturday, November 22nd. It's a card I've never looked up. I don't know anything about it. It is currently about to turn midnight. It is 11:59 p.m. the night before the morning of the card. As we scroll on down the card, we're gonna get right into it. For those that don't know, I'm Coin. I make a whole bunch of picks. I went 11-3 in our last video, which is pretty decent, and I get decent picks pretty much consistently, pretty much, you know. I mean, if you take a look at my website, which it's a picks website, check it out. Look at that. Wow, we're gonna make picks on here as well as on Tapology. Oh, it's so bright, man. I mean, we have a light mode as well here on Minted MMA, but you know, this is an active development. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. It's not like Tapology, you know, see? It's not like Tapology. It's not perfect, but you know, anyway, let's get into the video. We're going to turn on dark mode. We're going to hit up UFC.com and start from the bottom. We're going all the way to the top. From Marek Bujlo versus Denzel Freeman in the heavyweight division. We check them out here. We reverse the card order. We go into grid mode and we check out Marek versus Denzel. Here we are, 6-0 from Poland. This is a heavyweight bout, as I mentioned. 32 years old is Marek, 6'4", 77-inch reach. And let's see here. He's coming into the UFC. This is his UFC debut. This is probably why I didn't recognize his face even a little bit. Let me check out his opponent here, Denzel Freeman. Oh, you can make picks on this page too, huh? Wow. I can just make my pick over here. I mean, it's probably going to be Denzel. We might just leave that right there for a moment as we check out Denzel's profile. And he is 6-1-0. He's an American from America with a stutter as well. He's a heavyweight, 34 years old, so a couple years older than Marek Bujlo, or however you say that name there. 34, 6'1", a little bit shorter, 77-inch reach, same reach. He's lost once by decision, has Denzel. Don't forget to hydrate your mouth. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, they're both debuting. Again, they're debuters. How does that work? Like, in my mind, every time I say, you're not a UFC fighter until you've beaten somebody in the UFC that's beat somebody in the UFC. I know that sounds like a roundabout way of saying something. Maybe you can come up with a better way of saying it, but it's true. If you haven't fought somebody and beat somebody that's been in the UFC and won against them, it's like, are you in the UFC? Yeah, I mean, yeah, technically, I get it. Yeah, I mean, like, if you're on the spectrum, you're sitting there screaming at the screen. Like, of course you're a freaking UFC. Yeah, dog, you know, it's a little bit deeper than that. But anyway, yeah, we're going to go with Derek because, Derek. oh, I was close. I kind of combined their names, not so bad. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Denzel, the American heavyweight, because he has lost before, and he's lost by a split decision, which is pretty good. I think you're in the PFL rather, and in the LFA as well. He's getting finishes. He's a finisher. He's only won once by decision, has Denzel. And if you look at Marek, he's never won by decision. He has 3 KOs and 3 submissions. But look where he's fought. He's fought in Strife, BFN, USWM. These are like Polish leagues, which is not necessarily bad, but it's also not that good if you compare it to somebody like Denzel, who's fighting out of LFA and PFL, and even Titan FC. These are just better leagues in general. Maybe not as much Titan FC, but you know, like, yeah, we're going with Denzel, and he typically wins. Yeah, and Marek is undefeated, so he's going to, for the very first time in his career get knocked out in the second round by Denzel Freeman, as we also tap into the Tapology section over here, because actually in the last video I accidentally picked some guy. So my official Tapology, I got 10 picks right out of 14, but that's not true. The whole video, we have the whole video still on channel. It'll always be on the channel. Pat Sabatini was my pick, and I chose Chepe on Tapology. I saved it for some reason with Chepe in there. It's like, man, this is why I don't like these. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, that was my mistake. It wasn't Tapology's fault. But, like, I just feel like we can do better. We can do better than that. We can, like, maybe send a little alert, you know, an opt-in kind of email alert. Hey, these are your picks. Are you sure these are the ones you want to lock in before the event starts? I'm going to send emails like that. Of course, opt in. You're going to have to check a box and say you want it. But, yeah. Anyway, we'll choose it here on Tapology as well for now. Because my site is in active development, mintedmma.com, but it should be released at some point. And you know, I'm also doing stuff like change logs. See, I can open this over here. We got change logs right there. Replace feather icons with the Google material symbols, because they just work better, these material symbols from Google, than feather icons. And I talk a little bit about the code. I try not to put too much code in the non-dev logs, and these are just dev logs here that I can hide. Obviously, if you're not logged in as a dev, you won't see these logs at all. But yeah, you'll see like the public ones. So if I hide the dev entries there, hiding dev entries, and you know, you can toggle on like performance. Oh yeah, you know, these are the performance updates we've made. Yeah, changing to feather icons or away from them actually improved performance a little bit. In a way I did not actually test, but but you know, stuff like that. Very cool. Clear the filters. This is cool. I mean, I'm rambling in the very first fight, but at least it's the very first fight, and we're gonna have timestamps for all this anyway. As we select Denzel Freeman via round 2 KO, we move on up the card to Nurullo Aliev versus Shem Rock. Interesting name, Shem Rock. Huh. Let me close some of these tabs here. Right there. And look at these two fighters. 24 years old is Aliev, 10-0, undefeated again. 2 undefeated fighters in a row, fighting in a row. 24 years old, as I said, 5'10", 72-inch reach. And he is fighting Yakhyaev Rock. And yeah, we have seen Aliev in the UFC, or however you say his name, because I always forget, because I'm just a country bumpkin. I don't know how to say this kind of shit, boy. But yeah, like, he's won decisions in the UFC against, you know, decent competition, but nothing special. As we check out Yakhyaev Rock, or however you say this name, he's coming out of GB, Great Britain right there. Oh gosh darn. Lightweight, yeah, this is a lightweight bout, 155 pounds. 32 years old is Rock, 12-1-1, 73-inch reach, so he's gonna have a little bit of a height advantage, a little bit of a reach advantage. I haven't changed the icon. Look, it's a little, I don't know if you can see it too well on the video, on the can I zoom in? Look at that. It's like a little gas T-posing, basically. It's an accessibility icon, but I feel like it's perfect for reach, because reach is from basically your shoulders as well, right? Your wingspan. So it's up to like the knuckle if you have your arms spread out and you're also measuring the shoulder. So I feel like that's the perfect icon to use right there. Accessibility. Yeah. And the other ones just kind of made sense as well. But let's get into the freaking pick here. I'm going to probably pick Aliev based on his name. This other guy's coming out of Octagon. Octagon and Contender Series. Contenders? No, it's not Contender Series. No. Okay. Yeah, I mean, and his last one via split decision against this nobody. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be the more well-tested guy. The guy that's currently undefeated, fighting kind of around where he's from. They're fighting at Qatar, so, you know, like, the closer you are, the more they want you to win. That's why they make these kind of picks, you know, these matchups, these bouts, is because of that very reason. And because of that very reason, we're going to pick Aliev via decision. Oh, right, decision. Boom. You don't have to choose the round necessarily for decisions, but you can if you are thinking of technical decisions. Finish off that black coffee as we also make the pick on Tapology. It's just more accountability. You know, we got YouTube accountability, we got Tapology accountability, and we got Minted MMA accountability, which is all good. I'm eventually going to stop using Tapology. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, there's a reason why I'm making this site, right? There's a reason why I'm making this thing. It's because of Tapology and SureDog just being not so great. As we move on up the card to Ismail Naurdiev versus Ryan Loder. Let's check them out on Minted MMA. Ryan Loder versus Ismail Naurdiev. Ryan is 34 years old, 6'2", 76-inch reach. Let's see, he's fought, yes, a couple times in the UFC. 1-1 in the UFC. But the Robert Valentin win is pretty decent. And he lost, though, via KO to Bekzat, which is not a terrible loss, but at the same time, let's see what we have here from Ismail. Kind of fight. Oh, no, Morocco. Okay, interesting. 29 years old, 6 foot. So he's a couple inches shorter, and he has a couple inches reach disadvantage. At 74-inch reach does Ismail. He's 24-8. That seems like a pretty steep record to match up against a guy with 7-2. But that probably means he's been fighting in rookie leagues, right? His canceled bouts in here. We can hide those canceled bouts. Boom. Now they're hidden and out of sight. We can also toggle opponent A to Z if you want to see, like, oh, has he had like rematches with the same person a lot? You know? But yeah, sorting by date, top to bottom. Junyoung Park he lost to. He beat Bruno Silva, huh? Interesting. Ryan Loder. I feel like Ryan Loder is going to beat this guy. I don't know, like, his record's pretty steep. I always like to see long, large records, however you want to say it. But like 24-8, right? That's a lot of experience. I always like to see experience, is what I'm saying. But at the same time, sometimes America, baby, you know? That's not the reason. But like, I don't know. Like, sometimes you're just a winner and you win. I guess it's what I'm trying to say. And Ryan Loder usually gets KOs or decisions. I mean, Ismail, Ismail has lost via KO and submissions. Let's see. I mean, he's getting pounded out by guys from Brave FC and such. Brave CF, rather, or whatever, some such. Gosh darn, Ryan Loder, you taking this win. You taking it quick, too, in round 1. I don't think this man even ever gets round 1. Let's see. No, he did, I guess. Azamat, round 1. Oh, he lost. That was how he lost. That's red. That's red. It's a loss. It says there's loss right there. It says loss. Wow. I mean... Anyway, yeah, round 2 here, round 1 there, round 1 there, round 1. I mean, round 1, round 2. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Maybe Ismail's gonna last till round 2. He's 29. He's a little bit younger. All right, I'm gonna go round. Yeah, he's gonna get beat up a little bit in the first round. He's gonna gas a little bit, and then he's gonna get beat up some more until he's KO'd. And I'm going to go with KO round 2 for Ryan Loder as we move on up the card right after tapping into Tapology. Dang. What the heck? Tapology? Right over here, Ryan Loder. Gonna KO him. Ryan, right there. The, yeah, KO. Via round 2, KO. There we go. Let's check out the tail of the tape. Most people have Ismail winning on Tapology. 65% of people think he wins, and he's also a slight favorite against Ryan, Man of Steel Loder, and I can see that. But at the same time, like, I make these underdog picks a lot, and how am I going 11-3 still? Huh? How's that happening? Gosh darn. I mean, those other 3 might have been underdogs. But anyway, let's go to the next fight. It is Bekzat Almakhan versus Aleksandre Topuria. Oh, this is, what's his name, bro? This little baby bro? Little baby bro's fighting today? Let's see. Let's check out Bekzat, and don't forget to hydrate your mouth. This is a bantamweight bout. 28 years old is Bekzat. 5'7", 68-inch reach versus Aleksandre Topuria, 6'10", 29 years old, 5'7", 68-inch reach. Interesting. Similar stats, but half the record does Aleksandre have, literally 6-1 versus 12-2. Bekzat Almakhan. Almakhan? I guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess. What is this? What is this flag? KZ? Kyrgyzstan? Is that Kyrgyzstani? Anyway, yeah, let's see. UFC. So, 2 fights in the UFC. He beat Brad Katona, who's not a bad fighter, did Bekzat. And he lost to Umar via decision, and Umar's a good fighter. And let's check out Aleksandre. See here. Dalby thickness with the quickness or some such. Yeah. He's lost via KO. Well, Aleksandre. 6-1 from Georgia. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty good matchup, I feel. They're like the same age, same height, same reach. And like Aleksandre 3-2-1. Is he gonna end up like his bro? Is he gonna make it to the top? Or is he gonna drop down to the bottom? And just like be like another one of those brothers that didn't make it in the UFC? I don't know, like this guy, he beat Brad Katona, who's not that bad, and he beat him by KO too. And he went to decision with Umar. I'm going Bekzat, man. Dang. Yeah, let's go with Bekzat via round 3 decision, right? Yeah. 64% of Tapology have Aleksandre Topuria, and Aleksandre Topuria is the slight favorite. Very interesting. I feel like that's one to probably look at when you bet. I mean, I don't really bet too often, but I bet on the last one and I got a 450% return. So, you know, sometimes you just know these things, you know, and I ain't telling you what to pick, but I'm going with Bekzat Almakhan defeating Aleksandre, whatever his name is, brother, Topuria. What's the other guy's name? The champion? I have streamer brain activated, and it's also been a long day. So, you know, I forget things. Aleksandre and Ilya. It's not a common name. Not a common name for my brain. So, we move up the card to Abdulrakhman Yakhyaev versus Raffael Cerqueira. Cerqueira. What the heck, man? You can tell I'm a little bit tired. Okay, let's go into these profiles here. We are moving up the card. We have another undefeated fighter. A lot of undefeated fighters tonight. This one is coming out of Turkey, where a lot of hair transplants come out of as well. 24 years old, 6'2", 78-inch reach. and he is a finisher for the most part, 3-3 and 1 decision. And we see his record. He's coming out of the Contender Series, 32nd KO versus Alec Lorenz. I don't know. He's getting I don't know. I'm like, I haven't even looked at Raffael's thing yet. But let's look at this guy from Brazil. He's 35 years old. He's 11 years older. 6'3", 76-inch reach. Slightly shorter reach. 11-3, 8-2 for some. Oh yeah, I mean, he's a finisher. He's a finisher. He gets finished as well. He's lost twice by KO as Raffael. He lost to Julius Walker, who's like a tough-ish kind of guy. Modestus Bukauskas. Yeah, I mean, understandable loss. He hasn't won in the UFC yet. He also had another fight in the UFC once against Ibo Aslan, and he lost. And then he went to demo fight. Wow. That doesn't bode well for this guy either, huh? I mean, it's probably going to be the kid from Turkey. He's younger. I think they kind of set him up for a win here. He's kind of more around that part of the world. They like the Turkish way more, especially because he's probably Muslim, right? He probably Muslim, man. I don't know. But he probably gonna get a KO on Raffael. He gonna go up there like he's a young boy. They're heavy as well, light heavyweights. So he go up there and whoop this man. Yeah, 35 years old, and he ain't winning in the UFC ever. He had 3 chances already. He lost all 3 chances. This is 4 in a row, boy. I think it's called the synchronicity of the universe. Synchronizing in my brain, getting me these picks right and crispy. As we move on up the card to Alex Perez versus Asu Almabayev. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I forgot to tap into Tapology as well and choose this guy. How'd I say he was gonna do it? Forgot already. KO. I didn't say the round though, or did I? Did I choose the round over here? Oh, that's it. That's a different fight. I said decision. No, that's a different fight. Okay, I didn't say the round. I said he was gonna. Yeah, I didn't finish my thought, did I? All right, let's go with round 2. Well, when does Yakhyaev or whatever his name is get his thing, his KOs? Typically round 1. I mean, yeah. And when does Raffael get KO typically? Round 1. Oh, yeah. Yep. Gonna be round 1 KO for the kid, Abdulrakhman Yakhyaev. As we move on up the card to Nicolas Dalby versus Saygid Izagakhmaev. Izagakhmaev. What? Am I stroking out right now, man? Let's look at these profiles here on Minted MMA. Alex Perez, very deep in his veteranship is Alex Perez, 25-9, 33 years old, 5'6", 65.5-inch reach, fighting out of good old USA, baby. USA all day, baby. He just lost to Tatsuro Taira. Hi, arigatou gozaimasu. Konnichiwa. Via knee injury from a takedown. I guess, yeah. I don't really remember that too well. But I'm sure I watched the fight. I've seen every freaking fight for like the past 12 years. Maybe not every single fight. Sometimes I miss a fight in an event, I guess. Sometimes. But you know. Wow, he's staying losing, but he's fighting like really good competition. Well, that's interesting. Let's check out Asu. 31 years old, 5'4", 65-inch reach, 22-3. And they both have pretty large records there. Manel Kopp defeated him by knees and punches. Wow. Round 3, huh? Jose Ochoa, Mateus Nicolau. Oh, but Perez got Mateus by a right hook, huh? Interesting. And Asu is, yeah, I'm remembering how he fights now. I'm remembering how he fights. He ain't a killer. You ain't a killer, boy? Then you ain't gonna win tonight. Because I think it's about mentality and toughness. And when it comes to mentality and toughness, that's gonna be Alex Perez. And I think he's gonna take it by probably decision. However, let me see. Yeah, right hook. And ammo, yeah. Oh, he gets KO'd, does Asu. But that was way back in his career, I guess. Against Tagir, way back in the day. Who's also in the UFC. Tagir Ulanbekov. Yeah, so I'm going to go with Alex Perez is going to KO him. Alex Perez is going to KO Asu in round 2. Yeah. Yeah, that's the pick, man. That's the freaking pick. Let me check it out on Tapology. What other people are thinking. I'm going round 2 KO for Alex Perez. And others, he is a slight underdog. 91% of Tapology has Asu Almabayev. 91%. I can't wait till my sites release and we see the disparity and the differences in the picks between Tapology and Minted MMA pickers, because we got better picks, man. We got better picks, man. I don't know, maybe not with this one, but like, come on, man, 91%. That seems crazy to me. Like, I'm glad I picked Alex just based off that, you know. As we move on up the card to Bogdan Grad versus Luke Riley. Or did I miss one? As we move on down the card to Nicolas Dalby versus Saygid Izagakhmaev. Wait, didn't I? Bro, am I phasing in and out of the universe right now or what? Because like, I could have sworn I read that earlier. And then I started talking about this fight. Alex Perez and Asu again. I didn't finish my pick yet or what? Oh my god. Anyway, this is like the sloppiest I've been with these picks videos, but it doesn't really matter. Let me open these profiles here. Saygid Izagakhmaev 22-2. I like that. I like that. 22-2. It's just a nice clean kind of number. 31 years old, 6 foot tall, 74-inch reach. Does Saygid have? As we look at his, he's coming out of one championship. Okay, thing in Eagle FC. And yeah, Carlston Harris he lost to, who's in the UFC, but that was not in the UFC when he lost. Nicolas Dalby is a tough guy. He's a sneaky guy. 23-6 is Nicolas Dalby. 41? Dalby's 41. 5'11", 74.5-inch reach. I didn't realize he was freaking 41. He got by Randy Rude Boy Brown. Randy Rude Boy Brown. Man, Randy got too. Yeah, I'm sorry, Dalby. I don't know. Like, I feel like, I don't know, man. I don't know. He's from Denmark. I guess I just like him. But we're going with Sayyid. It's probably going to be, how does Sayyid usually win? It'll probably just be a decision. 12 submissions, though. How did Dalby, do you get submitted easy? He's never been submitted, Dalby. Mostly decision losses, 1 KO. When was his KO? Randy Brown, right? Oh, oh god, okay. Oh, I mean, yeah, I think Said's got this, man. Yeah, I think he might even, nah, but it'll be like a decision. I think, Said wins via decision. Yeah. Let's see what other people are saying as we tap that into Tapology. Let's see here. He is a moderate favorite, and 85% of Tapology are choosing Izagakhmaev. As we move on. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. I don't even cut these videos or anything. Oh, man. Sometimes throat things happen, you know? Don't forget to hydrate. As we move on up the card to Bogdan Grad versus Luke Riley. Opening their profiles now. 11-0, another undefeated fighter tonight, fighting out of England, 26 years old, 5'9", 69-inch reach does Luke Riley have. As we check out his fight history, Cage Warriors, right? All Cage Warriors. Interesting. Cage Warriors not too bad. It's a, you know, Conor McGregor came out of there and such. And other fighters. I mean, Ilya, I think, was in Cage Warriors. One of the Topurias, I forgot his name. Bogdan Grad, 30 years old, 5'8", 70-inch reach, 15-3. Fighting out of Austria. Okay, they're both kind of finishers. But Luke, how you finishing? You been finishing? Okay. Any finish? Okay. Some guys I don't know. And what's this guy's name? Bogdan from Austria. Mohammed Naimov. Decision, right. And Lucas Alexander. Tender Series decision. Michael Aswell, right. Might as well. Tom Nolan. Interesting. You lost to Tom Nolan? This one's a little bit harder to predict, I guess. But I mean, Cage Warriors, this guy, I mean, this guy's just had more experience fighting around the world, you know? So it's like, I feel like I'm gonna have to go with Bogdan Grad. What are their stats? Let's see. A little bit longer reach, a little bit shorter. A little bit older. He has his man strength compared to 26 years old. When you're 30, you're definitely stronger than when you're 26. So, I mean, you know, it's not a one-to-one comparison. Obviously, they're different people. But still, like, Luke Riley's going to be stronger in 4 years than he is now. It's a fact. That's how it works. So, you know, he could be weak right now. Something to think about. Just something to think about. As we pick Bogdan Grad via decision, right? No, because he usually, I mean, yeah, it might be like a slower fight. This kid's never lost before, but this kid might go out there and blast him. I don't know. I just don't trust his face from Luke. I don't know why. I don't trust him to be a fighter. I don't think so, man. So I'm gonna go with Bogdan Grad via decision. Let's see what other people on Tapology have. He is a moderate underdog, is Bogdan Grad, and 78% of Tapology have Riley. Honestly, I kind of suspected that would be the case, that he would be the favorite Riley. But I like to go for tougher guys that have more experience. If I don't really know, I tend to just lean that way, and I get pretty good picks. I mean, my picks videos are still on the freaking channel every week, man. We've been doing this for months now at this point. As we move on up the card to the main card, Tagir Ulanbekov versus Kyoji Horiguchi. Let's check out Kyoji Horiguchi versus Tagir Ulanbekov. Let's see, Japan. Look at that. Japan looks cool in the octagon. I don't even know if people are noticing these details, but that's an octagon shape that the flags are in. Look at that. It's a beaut. And you can see the little glare. It looks like the flag is kind of waving a little bit. Yeah, active development. This thing's still being developed, but it's like just so beautiful. I'm proud of my own work. I'm sorry, I'm one of those people. I'm proud of my own stuff, man. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Kyoji Horiguchi, 34-5. Yeah, super steep record. He's fighting out of all kinds of places. Bellator, Ryzen, mostly Ryzen, I think. And he used to be in the UFC back in the day as well. But yeah, let's go from the top. He's 35 years old, 5'5", 65-inch reach. They are, of course, fighting at flyweight, 125 pounds. His opponent, Tagir Ulanbekov, 17-2, 34 years old, 5'7", cross-eyed, 70-inch reach. As we scroll on down, he has lost twice by decision. I mean, look at the veteranship on freaking Horiguchi. 1-2 to add up his 5 losses. 34 wins though, stacked up 15 KOs, TKOs, 5 submissions, 14 decisions. That's a lot of decisions though. He's coming out of Ryzen again. Bellator. He lost to Pashi Mix. Oh no. Oh, brother, you can't be losing to Pachi. Yeah, but because, like, he's small. Like, he's small in stature, 5'5", man. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be Tagir. Like, Kyoji's record is pretty freaking cool. I mean, look at the 34-5. I'm always impressed by the guys that have, like, 30s in their record. It's pretty rare to be up there in MMA, man. Especially if you're fighting in actual good organizations as well. So, yeah, 34-5. Like, I think that's a really good record. But it's going to 34-6 because Ulanbekov is going to take the win via decision, I believe. Let's see, what does he usually get? Yeah, submissions. And yeah, I mean, like, I would say, yeah, he's beat Azat, Maxim, Clayton Carpenter. Yeah, Tagir, he's just got like a little bit of higher ceiling. He's a little bit younger. He's only 1 year younger. Horiguchi's been around for so long. It just seems like he's like 45 at this point. But yeah, I mean, he's a year younger. He's a little bit taller, a little bit longer reach, a lot longer reach, 5-inch reach advantage, in fact, which is pretty significant at, you know, keeping someone at bay. So yeah, we're going with Tagir, probably via decision versus Kyoji Horiguchi, as we tap into Tapology and see what other pickers have to say. Tail of the tape, moderate favorite is Tagir, and 57% of Tapology pickers do have Tagir. As we move on up the card to Waldo Cortes-Acosta versus Shamil Gaziev. I think that's the one. I think that's it. Gaziev. Yeah, I mean, Waldo's fighting again. Didn't he just fight? I have a freaking video with him getting his eye gashed out, man. Wow, what a man. That's a man's man right there, unlike Tom Aspinall. Baby. Waldo Cortes-Acosta, 15-2 record, 34 years old, 6'4", 78-inch reach, fighting out of the Dominican Republic. Something like that. I clean room now, sir? No, not right now, Maria. God dang Dominicans. Anyway, Shamil Gaziev, 14-1 versus, 15-2. So Shamil is 35 years old, 6'4", 78.5-inch reach, half-inch reach on Waldo Cortes. Does Shamil have? I mean, Shamil just doesn't have like the fights under his belt. Like Thomas Peterson, he got the autistic Thomas Peterson guy, who I picked. I mean, against another guy. It's not, you know, I can pick autistic people, dog. Shit. What's wrong with you not picking autistic people? That ain't my issue. I think that's your issue. But anyway, Dontel Mays, I mean, not a great win, but it's a win. Jairzinho Rosenstreich, the opponent retirement. He retired. Shamil was in a main event with Jairzinho. I guess that's why his name is so familiar. 9-3 in terms of KO and submission. He's lost to be a KO. Yeah, I mean, and Jairzinho is not like a killer. Sure, he has like a lot of KOs, but I don't think just because you have a lot of KOs it makes you a killer necessarily. It's just a thing. Just like what's his name? Anyway, it doesn't really matter. But Waldo, I think he's just got the trajectory. He's got the manliness. He's gonna go out there. When does Waldo usually go out there and blast fools? 7-1 and 7. Let's see. Sergey Spivak, Sergey Pavlovich. Wow, that interesting. Ryan Superman Span. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he can't finish the Russians. They're too tough. See, unanimous. Oh, he lost this. Right. Right. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I mean, Shamil, this is a good matchup actually. I feel like this is actually a really good matchup. But Shamil, yeah, as I mentioned, like Martin Budai, this guy's had like freaking easy freaking people to fight. He's fought easy guys. That's not always your fault necessarily, you know, but he's fought easy guys. I don't think Waldo's fought easy guys. I mean, Arlovsky's here. Yeah, Arlovsky's of course aged, but that was last year. You know, it was when Andre was like 45 or something. But shit, man, it's still a decent win. Yeah, I mean, Waldo and Chamil's lost by KO before against who? Jairzinho, right. Like opponent retirement. That was round 4 though. I mean, I think Waldo's just gonna man up and bang this man out. Round 2 KO for Waldo Cortes-Acosta. As we tap into Tapology and choose him, we check out the tail of the tape. He is a slight favorite, and 75% of Tapology pickers are picking Cortes-Acosta. As we move on up the card to Jack Hermanson versus Mick Tibek, oraled by. Wow. Jack Hermanson versus Mick Tibek, oraled by. From Sweden. 37 years old, 6'1", 77.5-inch reach. You can see the age in Jack Hermanson's face. Look into his eyes. Look at him. I don't know, man. 37, more like 67, man. Look at you, brother. 24-9. I don't know. I ain't even look at his record. Oh no! Look at all the red. That loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. But like, based on this, I think we had this a couple weeks ago where somebody went on an even longer win and loss streak than this, and I counted every single one. I went win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, and I put them on a loss because it was just how the synchronicities synchronized, and it was right. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was right. And so, like, based on that, that would mean that Jack Hermanson here, Jackie Boy, might actually win. Because he last lost. He goes on wins and losses. Win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. But I mean, Mick Tibek is kind of good. 14-2-1 is Mick Tibek, 27 years old, quite a bit younger, 10 years younger, 5'10", 74-inch reach. Quite a bit shorter and less reach though, which is going to be an interesting battle against Jack Lanky Hermanson. But at the same time, okay, he did beat Chris Curtis, so that's good. Like a smaller kind of middleweight. I mean, not like small, but you know, shorter, not as lanky. Yeah, Mateusz Rebecki. Wait, 170? I said middleweight? Wait, Jack. No, I mean, these are middleweights. He's fighting at. All of these are middleweights, so he's fighting at 170 now. See, I don't follow the UFC as much anymore. I mean, I watch every event, but I don't follow the news and stuff. But like, because this is Gregory, he's middleweight. Joe Pyfer, middleweight. Roman Delice, middleweight. Chris Curtis, middleweight. Sean Strickland, middleweight. Used to be a welterweight way back in the day. Edmund Shabazian, middleweight. Yeah, Marvin Vettori, middleweight. Kelvin Fatty Gastelum. Yeah, Jared Cannonier. Okay, so he's going down to 170 for this fight. I didn't even realize that. That's an interesting thing. Interesting. That's why, like, the height difference kind of stood out to me. The height and the reach. That's interesting. But I mean, is it gonna matter? This is his welterweight debut. Huh. Jack, how's he gonna feel at 170? Because it even still says middleweight up here. And if we go up to Miktebek, welterweight, yeah, because that was his last actual fight, was at welterweight, and Jack's was at middleweight. Like, I don't know why, but that's what made me more stumped than anything, is that Jack's coming down. And I didn't look at them in the weigh-ins or anything, so sadly I missed that. I don't have that to look at, but I guess I gotta go with Miktebek. I gotta go with him. I think it's just gonna be like a decision for him, and Jack's gonna put on a decent performance, but just not quite do enough, and he's gonna lose. And we look at the tail of the tape. Miktebek Oralbai is a moderate favorite, and 81% of Tapology do have him picked as their pick. As we move on up the card to Volkan Ozdemir versus Alonzo Menefield. We're almost there, almost at the very top, tippity top. The fun don't stop. Volkan Ozdemir, 28-0, 36 years old, 6'2", 75-inch reach, versus Alonzo Menefield, 17-5-1. This is a light heavyweight bout. Alonzo is 38 years old, 6 foot tall, 76-inch reach. Let's see, yeah, 1-inch reach, but 2 inches shorter. A little bit meatier is Alonzo. I can never pick Alonzo to win. Like, I don't even know how this man's winning stuff. Julius Walker. Did I pick him against Julius? No, I mean, I think I picked Julius. I'd probably pick Julius if I had to guess. It was a split decision though. Azamat Mirzakhanov, Umar C. Yeah, I mean, Volkan's kind of old in fight years, but he's younger than Alonzo Menefield, literally. He's fighting out of Switzerland, and I think he's going to be my pick. He last lost to Carlos Oldberg. I noticed I messed that up too in my picks video. I keep saying his name like it's just, it's weird to get out your mouth. Don't forget to hydrate as well with water, not any kind of substances, you bums. But you can do that if you want. Live your freaking life, man. The heck. I would rather you live your life and be a drug addict than not live it. I mean, anyway. Yeah, I'll say Volkan Ozdemir is going to win. And I think, in fact, he's going to win in either round 2 or round 3. But I'm going to call round 3 because he's getting a little bit older, a little bit slower. And Alonzo takes a little bit longer to wither. Not longer, but he gasses, like he slows down throughout the fight is what I'm trying to say. And that will mean Volkan Ozdemir takes it via KO. He's going to KO Alonzo Menefield in the 3rd round because, yeah, Volkan is a finisher, as you can see here in his record breakdown on Minted MMA, as we also select him on Tapology. Ozdemir via KO. In round 3, we check out the tail of the tape, and he is a moderate favorite, and 88% of Tapology pickers are picking Ozdemir. As we move up the card to Bilal, do not remember my name, Muhammad versus Ian Machado Gary. Let's see here. Do not I say random stuff, but yeah, I mean, Bilal, man, come on, Bilal. 24-4 Bilal. I would say that's a decent record. I would say this is a decent fighter, but at the same time, I don't know why I don't like him, man. Look at his face. Look at his face, dog. Look at his face looking at you. It's just looking at you like that, man. You like that? You actually like that he's looking at you like that? I don't think I do. I don't think I like that he's looking at you like that. 37 years old is Bilal Muhammad. 5'11", 72-inch reach. As we move on down here, he last lost versus the champion, of course. All right, Bilal was the champion. Bilal, remember he was champ, Muhammad. Somehow. But yeah, Jack Della Maddalena, who I picked against, because Jack got dealt mad. Elena, you know, he did. By Islam. Islam did his thing, man. Yeah, but like Leon Edwards, Gilbert Burns, good wins. Good wins. Bilal. But Sean Brady, yeah, I mean, Sean Brady, I predicted Sean Brady getting knocked out again via Michael Morales, and it happened. Good predictions. I get perfect picks as well, not just about 11-3 from the last event, but also down to the pick. Like I pick the knockouts, I pick the rounds, man. You know, that's how it works. I make the money sometimes. I don't bet a lot though. Yeah, you don't want to bet a lot, dog. As we look at Ian Machado Gary, 16-1-0, who is fighting Bilal Muhammad, 28 years old, is Ian, 6'3", 74.5-inch reach, fighting out of Ireland. Yeah, he lost, he lost against Shavkat, which was weird that he was so excited that he lost against the guy that was injured. Because Shavkat's so talented, it makes sense. It's like, yeah, I mean, I knew what he knew he was gonna lose. Ian did, and he was proud of his performance, I guess. So I can't really hate on that too much. But at the same time, I don't know, man. I don't think you should brag about it out loud. Yeah, Carlos Prates, decent win. Decent win. I mean, Ian Machado Gary is gonna win. I think Bilal Muhammad is past his days. Bilal, past his days, Muhammad. I thought he was past his days before all these fights, though. Like, legitimately, this was the eye poke one right here against Leon Edwards. Wow, it took them that long to rematch, huh? But yeah, like, I don't. He lost to Jeff Neal. That was in 2019. That's interesting. I didn't even realize Jeff Neal's been in for that long. Jeff, Hands of Steel Neal. He got KO'd by Vicente Luque back in the day. This is a long time ago, but still. Yeah, I mean, Bilal, Ian's just too technical for Bilal. Ian's a little bit too long, too lanky for Bilal. Bilal's a little bit too old. And he has his man strength, I guess. He's 37 years old, but he doesn't really utilize it. He just seems to like be I don't know, he does random stuff when he fights. I've noticed, like he just does random stuff. Like it looks like he's overthinking, and then he just kind of does the same thing, and then like random other things he tries, and it's not successful. It's like, I see what you're doing, man. You're thinking too much. What's wrong with you, dog? Like, he's thinking so hard just looking at you. Look at him. You can tell he's thinking. He's freaking thinking right now. In his image. That's crazy. Yeah, but that's why Ian's gonna win. He's not an overthinker. I mean, he lets his wife's ex-husband cook his meals or something, right? He's like his nutritionist or something like that. So, like, he ain't thinking too much out here. But he's gonna win by decision, I would say. Is Ian Machado Gary. As we move on up the card to the main event of the evening, Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan the Hangman Hooker. Opening up these profiles, let's also make sure we check out the Tapology thing. We're going to choose Ian Gary right there via decision, was it? Tail of the tape. Yeah, 79% for Machado Gary. As we move back over here to Arman Tsarukyan, 22-3, lightweight, 29 years old, 5'7", 72.5-inch reach versus Dan Hooker, 24-12. I don't know about that, man. What you get when you double 12? I ain't too good at mathematics or some such, or whatever you like to call it. Do you put the S on the end like that? Mathematics. But anyway, anywho, I think it make 24. Yeah, I mean, that's not a good record, man. That's my point. That's not a good record, man. It's like a steep record. Like I always say, I appreciate veteranship, but like veteranship more like 22-3. That's a little bit better. Or even if it was like 26-6. You know, a little bit better, but like 24-12. Oh my bro, my god, bruh, my god, bruh. Okay, anyway, Dan the Hangman Hooker, 24-12, 35 years old, 6 foot, and 75.5-inch reach. So he's quite a bit longer than Arman Tsarukyan. Yeah, and he's fighting out of New Zealand. I like the New Zealanders. I like the Australians. I like kiwis too. I've been eating a lot of kiwis lately. Like the fruit. You know, different things, but it's what came to mind. Yeah, let's look at that. Oh, canceled bout with Justin Gaethje, was it? Wow, sorry, Dan. That would have been a money fight for you right there. Mateusz Gamrot. Alright, he did beat Mateusz via split decision, that's right. Yeah, and like it was probably not even, it probably shouldn't have even been a split, because he probably should have just won straight up, unanimous. But you know, judges be judging. Yeah, Arnold Allen knocked him out. I mean, good 3-fight win streak right there, but I mean, Arman Tsarukyan, you look at his record, he's a boring fighter, dog. Usually. I mean, Benny boy right here always getting knocked out. Don't matter that he knocked him out. Charles Oliveira, freaking split decision with Charles. Charles gets knocked out all the time, dog. He gets submitted all the time. You can't even get him out there, man. Dang. What's wrong with you? Boring, dog. And then what else you got? Joaquim Silva. Okay, that one was probably fine. From what I remember. I don't remember it too well, but some matchups are fun, right? Some matchups are fun. But like this decision, Mateusz decision, and he lost. Yeah. They were talking about how he's just a young kid. Man, I don't know. Yeah, and he lost against Islam as well back in the day. That was one of, like, it was his UFC debut, in fact. Yeah, that made sense, but like, man. I mean, I'm picking him. Like, there's nothing wrong, like, necessarily with his record. I'm just saying, like, he's such a boring fighter, Arman. You're so boring, Arman. God dang. I mean, look at Dan at least. What do you get in here? 11-7 in terms of finishes and 6 decisions for Dan. 9-5 and 8. But it's not really about that either, because I mean, Dan gets knocked out and submitted. You know, it goes the other way as well. He's less of a safe fighter, Dan, and does like I mean, Arman gets finishes. It's just like he's more methodical, right? So it's a little bit not as fun, especially when like the methodical kind of fighting is more of overthinking, like Bilal type fighting. Like, that's boring, man. Like, if the dude's flowing, they're just flowing. I love to see that. You're flowing and you're being smart at the same time. I like that. But I don't know. I think Arman's gonna win by decision. Well, 5 rounds though. I mean, like, these guys don't fight 5 rounds too much, right? 5 rounds? Huh. Decision in 5 rounds? Huh. I got the thing working too. Look at that, 5 rounds. You gotta think about that stuff. There's only 5, or I mean, you know, between either 3 or 5 rounds. This is a main event, so there's gonna be 5. I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna go Arman decision. But, like, I can see Arman getting a finish too. So, I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. Let's check out what other people are seeing. As we tap into Tapology, I choose Dan. Not Dan. Arman Tsarukyan. We check out the tail of the tape. And he is a huge favorite. 90% of Tapology do have Tsarukyan. And they're kind of split on whether he'll get a KO submission, and most few of the 3 there is the decision, which I think I'm going for. It would make sense for him to get a finish as well. I think he can get a finish on Dan, but at the same time I feel like maybe he won't, because I don't know. Arman's like, he's technical. He's a technical kid. He's a technical kind of fighter. He's a very good fighter, but he's not a killer. You know, he doesn't really go for it. So if somebody's trying to survive, then they probably will survive. And that is the card. Thank you everybody for joining. Check out the VPN that's been popping in and out. Minted MMA. It's coin.me. www.coin.me. That's Coin's most excellent VPN. There's a crypto option as well, completely private. You just need an email address, a crypto wallet, and you're good to go. Just like this card is good to go in less than 7 hours from now. This has been Coin. You have been you. This has been my picks and predictions, and we'll be back to see how the heck I did and how they do.